Hey, I'm Rachel. I fell in love with landscape design, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a winter planter. So I know that everyone loves to get outside and create fun container plantings in the spring, but there's a great opportunity to create some year-round color by doing a winter planter. Today, I am going to show you how to choose a location for your container, how to actually pick a pot, how to select evergreen plants, and then how to bring it all together. You can do this on your front porch, in your backyard, even in a landscape bed. Anywhere that you want to add some evergreen color in the middle of winter is a great opportunity for a container planting. I have chosen to put my winter planter right up against the front porch wall. I love this space because we have a large blank wall to work with, so we've got enough room to create more of a statement. It's also by the front door, so it gives us that really nice moment that when you're coming in from the dreary winter, you still have that bit of life right next to your door. So I went with a larger, thin planter. I wanted to sort of mimic the thinness of this topiary that I was really drawn to when I went out shopping, and that's why I went with this. Now this is stone, so it is a little bit heavier than some of the fiber clays or the plastics, but what's great about this one is that when you water in the winter, it will not crack. As we know, as things freeze, turn to ice, they expand. So that's a really good thing to look for when you're trying to pick out a pot for winter planting. So when it comes to choosing plants for your evergreen planter, one of the easiest methods that you can lean on is the thriller, filler, and spiller method. I tend to call it the waterfall method, always finding ways to work your way down. So you always want to have the focal point. This is the thriller. And then you want to move to the filler that fills in any sort of gaps. And of course then the spiller, which normally has a cascading growth pattern. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm gonna save you some money, which is always a thrilling moment. This is a very deep pot, and I do not want to plant this all the way down. You'll see that we'll miss half of the plant if we plant it all the way. So I actually wanna bring the plant up to about here for planting, and that means that we don't have to buy a bunch of soil for all of this. If you have a really lightweight pot, you might want to do heavier rock or brick, but whatever the case is, let's not focus on filling this all the way to the bottom with soil. So we've got our location, we've got our pot, now we just need to prep the pot so we can plant it. I've got some packing material that I have, which makes a great base. I have a plant pot that I'm gonna turn upside down to help take up some space. And then from there, I've got bricks and rocks. All right, so we filled up this pot about 2/3 of the way with materials that we found around the house, which is just enough room for our holly topiary. The next step would be to add some drainage fabric. Now, this is technically called weed barrier. I don't like to use it in in-ground beds, but it's great for planters because it keeps soil where it needs to be, and that's inside the pot. You should have a drainage hole in your outdoor planters, and you don't want all of that soil slowly working its way out the hole. So what this does is allows you to create a barrier where the soil can stay above, but the water can pass through. All right, so we've got our drainage fabric in. It's time to add soil. Because the root ball on this is so large, I'm not gonna fill it all the way up. I'm going to fill around the bottom, put it in, and then I'll be able to add soil around the root ball. All right, now it's the fun part. It is time to plant. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our thriller. So this Emerald Colonnade Holly, it's a great evergreen topiary piece. I was drawn to the structure that it had. So we're gonna make this our centerpiece. That's why I'm putting it in first. And I'm gonna add a little bit of soil around the root ball. So this holly is a great plant for winter because it's going to keep its really shiny green leaves all winter long. All right, so now we are moving on to our filler. This is Fire Alarm Coral Bells. I was drawn to it because of the big broad leaves and the fact that it's red. Red and green in the winter always makes me happy, so that's why I chose this. This is an evergreen plant in our area, so it will be able to provide the base all season long. I love a good coral bell. I'm really happy with that. So my goal too is these will continue to kind of grow up and spread. They can kind of provide a little cushion for our bottom ball. Okay, we finished the filler. I left a space open for our spiller. Again, a spiller is any sort of plant that grows down. We want something to cascade over the edge of the pot for extra interest. So I found this great creeping juniper. So that is what we're gonna use. It is a quintessential winter plant. So that's what we're gonna put over here. Don't be afraid to sort of get it in the place that you want it to be. I think that this is much sweeter than even I could have anticipated. So I'm gonna make one final hole for our last little spiller. I'm just zhuzhing now, as they say. I wanna try and make sure that I've got coverage. I don't love seeing soil in my planters. So as long as I've got coverage and all the points covered with my thriller, filler, and spiller, I'll be happy. Guys, I love it. It's done. I love what we have going on here. I love the textures. I love that we've got red and green. This planter is ready for winter. So today we learned how to choose a location, how to choose a pot, how to pick plants, and how to bring it all together. With just a few plants and a great pot, we have a container that's going to last us all winter long. I can't wait to see what you come up with.